What's up, everybody? Welcome to Kind of Funny Games Daily for Tuesday, March 20th, 2018. I'm one of your hosts, Greg Miller. Shout out. I need somebody to remind me in 6 days, my mother's birthday is the next day. 7 days from today, big old Jamie Kennedy's birthday. I don't want to forget that. All right, Andy? Woo! Thank you.
How old is she? It's rude to ask.
Yeah, no way. I'm saying my mom would come through the TV screen and grab me and shake me like.
Do you remember how old your mom is?
Of course, yeah.
I can never remember how old my parents are.
Really? So see, I have it. I mean, I'll give it away here, all right? But it's easy for me because when I was born, my mom was 30.
Okay.
So I just add 30 to my age. Done.
Perfect.
Got it. Done it. Over here! Me Irish cream Danny O'Dwyer are returning to Kind of Funny Games Daily.
Happy St. Patrick's Day.
Oh, my shillelagh.
Top of the morning to you.
I thought about trying to get your goodbye graphic back up here, but it's just Cool Greg running the machine today, and I didn't want to stress him out any more than he already
it's great.
has
At
to.
least one Kind of Funny best friend tweets that picture to me every week.
Yeah.
Like with some sort of like reason, especially during fucking Paddy's week.
Oh yeah, I know. It's
coming
gotta be bad.
thick and fast.
Yeah, yeah.
So don't worry.
They seem like
know
some
what it was.
vaguely racist questions about your St. Patrick's Day and the kindoffunny.com/KFGD. Just like, how was it? And what? I'm like, I don't think we need to rehash Danny's St. Patrick's Day.
You know what's a fucking bummer is that I live in outside of Annapolis now in Maryland.
You moved to Maryland.
And they fucking did a Paddy's Day parade a week before Paddy's Day. Paddy's Day landed on a Saturday, and they did it the fucking Saturday before. And I didn't know until I went into town that day, and there was all these people wearing fucking
decked out,
like shamrock top hats, which was never a thing. I don't know where they pull that one from.
We just like top hats here in America.
I guess. Yeah, and I was like, wow, they're really into it here.
So were you offended that you missed it, or offended that they were celebrating too early, or offended that they were celebrating with appropriate headwear?
Like all of the above.
Okay, all right.
I don't know. I'm okay with the plastic patties, as we call them, the sort of like the version of Irishness that exists over here for Paddy's Day. I'm totally okay with it. I think it's awesome. Yeah. If somebody wants to celebrate my culture, fucking go for it. Shamrock shakes.
Is that your culture? Is the Shamrock Shake your culture?
I mean, like, what is culture?
You'll take it where you can get it.
Exactly.
Someone's thinking of Ireland. Good enough. Yeah.
I was pissed that like they put on this parade, presumably for me, because I was the only Irish person. I think I'm the only Irish person that lives there. Yeah. Like, definitely not. And they never told me.
Well, you're like the most pure-blooded Irish person that lives
there.
You know what I mean?
And the most Aryan Irish person.
That's what that's what it's all about, right? Welcome back. You're here for GDC.
I am.
Cheers. Thank you for coming through. And for me, absolutely. Danny. What are you up to this week?
We're showing Jeremy Jane is in the background here, who shoots all kind of no-clip stuff.
Take a lap, Jeremy.
Do it. Yeah, get in.
Take a lap on through.
He's never on camera.
Wave to the pretty people.
Look at him.
There he is. Yeah. See.
Beautiful Jeremy
He's making
Jane.
no-clip happen.
Yeah. He shoots all our stuff. Esteban Martinez on the East Coast as well shoots a bunch of our Patreon stuff, a lot of it.
Yeah.
But Jeremy's the main shooter for all of our docs. We're showing off the Horizon Zero Dawn doc at GDC's Film Festival.
That's awesome.
This year.
That is so awesome.
Which is cool. Which is a documentary that has been available to watch on the internet for like 4 months.
Yeah.
So let's see if anyone turns up.
I'm sure they will. You kidding me? On the big screen, where are they doing it?
Boom. And like they're setting up like a space in Yerba Buena somewhere.
Nice. Is that tonight?
Yes, 7:30 tonight.
Okay.
So I think you need to have like a GDC pass to actually get in anyway.
Sure.
And it's not a big space apparently, but they're showing loads of really cool docs. You should check out a bunch of like Outside Lands. They're showing a bunch of their stuff, which hasn't been shown yet. I've seen a bunch of it, and it's amazing.
Yeah.
There's loads of really good documentaries on the GDC website. You can check them all out. There's also a Steam page up for every movie that's being shown at GDC. Our doc's on it, so you can watch it through Steam, including and so is like every other doc I think available. Some of them they're selling for like half price. A lot of them, most of them are like free, like special effect are showing something there as well.
Oh, okay.
So there's loads of like cool stuff there. So if you're in the mood at all to watch any of those movies, go on Steam, go on YouTube, find them all out.
That's awesome. And you guys are on Steam now too, right? I saw some stuff
that was the first one that's on Steam. And we're eventually going to get all of our back catalog up there.
That's fucking really cool, dude.
But that was like a fun little, let's see what, like, this is weird.
Yeah.
So you can do shit like, we can't because we don't sell on it, but if you sell the docs, you can do stuff like put trading cards in there.
Do it.
For like timestamps
Just
on
sell
the
it for a
videos.
penny or something. It'd be something goofy.
So that's what we want to do. We can't do it with any of the ones we've done so far because of the licensing, the way the way we produce them. That's how we make them so cheap, kind of. But we want to do something where we like load up like some 99-cent video full of like fucking cool stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can just go like add to Steam library now, and
that's so
it's
cool.
on your like video game list.
Look at you doing big stuff.
You're
awesome.
Getting there slowly but surely.
No, you're killing it. What's the next documentary coming down for you?
We've got a couple in the works. Some we can't talk about.
Okay.
We got some really big stuff coming in the next like 6 months, which are like once you hear about them, you'll send me a text and be like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah.
They're like really cool ones.
Patapon, huh? Wow. You heard it here first. Simpsons hit and run, cool Greg.
I just had a chat with Lauren Lanning actually.
Yeah?
So who knows?
He'd be a perfect one, dude. For real. Lauren's awesome.
Should have done it when I lived in.
Yeah, that would have been
Oakland.
easier, but now you get a free quote unquote trip to
Right.
come out and do it. You know
Totally.
what I mean?
And Jeremy lives like 5-minute walk.
There you
from
go.
their
Perfect.
studio.
Yeah. See?
So that'd be cool. We're doing one on accessibility
Yeah.
with the folks from Able Gamers.
Oh, nice.
We're shooting that. So, but that's probably going to come out maybe. We're going to take our time on that one.
Okay.
We still have this one from GOG we shot in Poland that'll be going up soon enough. And a bunch of like cool ones that you'll hear about soon. The one that went up this week is the Warframe documentary.
Yeah.
So part 1 is already up on YouTube now. Part 2 will be up. It's up for patrons on our early access tier now, but if you just like wait another like 20 hours, it'll be on the YouTube channel for everyone else.
Awesome.
And that's a fucking fascinating story. That was a really fun one to do because that game is like, that studio has touched like so many massive games, like Unreal Tournament, they were basically responsible for with Epic, like all the Dark Sector madness. They made the Darkness 2.
Yeah.
Solar Winds and Epic Pinball and Extreme Pinball, all these games. And then the story of how they made Warframe and how they almost went bust during it is fascinating. It's one of my favorite docs we've ever done. But it's
awesome,
definitely
dude.
an obscure story. So if you've any interest, that's why we split it up into 2 smaller docs, because I thought we might get people in on the first one more.
Sure. Yeah,
if it's 30 minutes. It was originally going to be like one big one like Horizon.
Yeah.
And I thought, people are weird about video length sometimes.
They click on us too long. I don't have this much time.
So I thought, well, get it under 30, so it's like 28, and the second part is like 36, I think.
Awesome.
But I think that first one sets up the second one really good. So
That's really cool, Danny. I'm proud of you.
what can I?
Where
Thanks,
can
dude.
everybody watch your content?
YouTube.com/noclipvideo.
Okay,
And
awesome.
one video on Steam. Search for NoClip.
Get it on the PSN. That's what you got to get. That's where it's all about. You know what I mean?
I want to put it everywhere.
Yeah.
Like as many places we can put it without like messing up our licensing.
Yeah.
I'm all about it. Like maybe we'll put them up on Twitch some stage. I know they have their VOD stuff.
Yeah.
Like if they maybe did a bit more with that, maybe we'll put them up there as well. Like I think we were able to.
Get them to people, yeah.
That's what it's all about. And like the coolest thing was the day we put it up on Steam, we started getting like messages on our YouTube channel, and I got messages through like our contact form on the website from people saying like, I had no idea you were a thing.
Wow.
Like, and then they're like, oh, I'm gonna watch all the old.
That's what it's all
'cause we-
about,
this
right?
big
Breaking
back
out.
catalog.
Yeah, try to figure out where the new audiences is.
Totally.
Yeah.
And it's hard when it's like, I mean, you have the same problem, right? When you're a small team, and especially when you're making so much content all the time,
Yeah.
it's like difficult to try and like get your fingers out into all those different pies.
What's
you know?
what platforms are burgeoning? Where should I be putting stuff?
Right.
How do I make that happen? I wouldn't even know how to start getting stuff on Steam, that kind of thing.
And also like trying to burst into those other little communities. Like you're everywhere. Like you go do the Rooster Teeth stuff, and like you're on like all of these different platforms. And that's so important for like that audience growth and getting the stuff out there. And I feel like that's like the hardest thing for like established creators as well as new people starting out. It's just trying to get eyeballs, man, because there's so much stuff now. Like remember when internet video was like, you wanted internet.
You could actually see it all.
You could, yeah,
You felt like
you could.
you had your pulse on. You had your
like
finger on the pulse.
GameSpot and IGN were producing stuff, and like that was it.
Yeah.
Everything else was text.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
like,
that's
and
fair.
it's now it's like lifetime's worth of video goes up every hour on the internet about video games.
Yeah.
You never watch it all. So
That's crazy.
it's fucking nuts.
Real quick.
Yeah.
And this doesn't matter for live as much, but it's gonna fuck up Cool Greg's afternoon.
Okay.
Because the sponsors can't curse in the show anymore, so he's got to go through and edit all his curse words.
Cool, Greg. Where is he? Is he over there?
I'm just fucking with you. Fuck pussy bitch. It doesn't matter. What's up, everybody? This is Kind of Funny Games Daily. Each and every weekday on a variety of platforms, we run you
Fucker.
through the nerdy video game news you need to know about. If you like that, be part of the show at kindoffunny.com/KFGD. You can then watch us record it live on twitch.tv/kindoffunnygames. You can watch it later on youtube.com/kindoffunnygames. You can listen later on podcast services around the globe, including Spotify. If you are one of the people watching us live on Twitch, yeah,
Jesus.
it's a big deal now.
It's hard to get on there.
I know.
Fair play.
Trust it took us a long time. And then it just happened one day. It's a story. If you're watching live, however, on Twitch, you have a special job. Go to kindoffunny.com/you're wrong. Tell us what we screw up as we screw it up. Of course, ladies and gentlemen, housekeeping. Today is Tuesday. MCU in review is up. Age of Ultron.
Oh, yeah.
Go check it out. YouTube.com/kindoffunny. It's got a dynamite recap from me, as usual. Yeah. A lot of classic University of Kansas basketball references circa 2004.
Those Venn diagrams.
Oh, yeah, there it is. Oh, Dan Reichert's like, what? I want to know all about this. And today we're sponsored by Brooklinen and Hims, but I'll tell you about that later in the show. For now, let's begin Kind of Funny Games Daily with what is and forever will be the Roper Report. Time for some news. 6 items on the Roper Report.
A baker's dozen.
Wow, you put some English on that. I like that. That was coming in, huh?
Have you seen the amount of bullet points that are on this first story?
Yeah, that's a lot.
A baker's dozen.
Is it really 13?
It's literally
On the nose?
13.
Huh.
It happened. It finally happened.
This morning, while I was still showering, Nintendo did one of their little Nintendo Directs about the Nindies and the Nindie Showcase and all
so
that
rude
jazz.
of them.
It is.
They could have waited until
nobody
you'd,
thinks about me. And I was like, I'll catch up and it won't matter. And then, of
Right.
course, they came out of the gate fucking Lumines. Lumines.
Is that how? Yeah, how we pronounce
It's
it?
Lumines, but like
Lumines, okay.
when I was playing it on my PSP in Missouri, I was calling it Lumines because I was a moron. Lumines was one of them. Lumines Remastered. It's coming out spring 2018. It is also coming to PlayStation 4, Xbox One. That'll be in new dates for you.
That's
but
great.
Among the other games, this is a list I'm stealing from IGN. So if they're wrong, sorry, it's on them. Mark of the Ninja Remastered
Awesome.
coming fall 2018. Fantasy Strike summer 2018. Just Shapes and Beats summer 2018. Garage spring 2018, first on Switch. Pool Panic 2018, Switch exclusive. Bomb Chicken summer 2018,
Bomb
first on
chicken.
Switch. Bomb Chicken. Wom, wom. Reigns King and Queens spring 2018.
Awesome. Love Reigns.
Lightfall spring 2018. West of Loathing spring 2018. This is a Switch exclusive. This is one you've got to fucking
This
play.
game looks so cool.
Yes,
Yeah.
I played it at a PAX Indie Mega booth last year, maybe, or before then. Stick figure RPG that you're
Right.
playing. It's really funny. I think it might already be out on PC, maybe even on
Yeah,
mobile.
I
but
thought it
who
was
wants
on
to play it?
something.
Who wants to play it on those?
Yeah, it's
those-
made for Switch.
They've beta tested it. Now it's on Switch, and that's all that matters. Prode coming spring 2018. The Messenger summer 2018.
Don't shoot it.
Don't shoot the Messenger. I see what you did there. Full disclosure, Jen's brand management on the Messenger, so take it with a grain of salt.
Collusion!
That game does look awesome. We said it before she got the job, and now we continue to say it. Bad North, summer 2018.
Bad North.
Yeah, Bad North, summer 2018. And then Banner Saga 1, 2, and 3. Then the release is Banner Saga 3, summer 2018.
Whoa.
Banner Saga 1 and 2 coming soon.
Damn. I feel like I've bought the Banner Saga like 12 times.
Yeah, exactly.
Because it's on iOS as well. I think I have it on
PlayStation,
iPad
yeah.
and PlayStation and everything. Yeah, yeah, they're gorgeous games.
You happy with this rundown, though?
I know Lumines came out of nowhere because in my head, for whatever reason, I always associated with Sony. So
Sure.
to me, it was like a PlayStation game, and it was a first party or second party, and it turns out it obviously was coming out on Xbox.
No, well,
then
yeah,
as well.
yeah. You figure the PSP ones were anchored just on PSP,
Right.
and then it was when they did Luminous PlayStation 3 that it was also on PC. Kindoffunny.com/you're wrong. Maybe Xbox 360 as well. I think it was on Xbox 360
Right.
as well. And then they did the Vita version, Electronic Symphony.
Yeah.
No platinum, sucked, but I got the 100%.
Oh, really?
Don't worry, I got the 100% of the trophies. Yeah,
Yeah.
I was there for it. Hope
And
they.
it's perfect for it.
Oh my god, yeah, it's amazing. It's gonna be great on Switch. It's gonna be great everywhere. I'm super stoked just to have trophies again for it.
Right, I feel like that was one of the games that was like they were because around the PSP as well. It was like this kind of the start of the 16:9 thing. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it's definitely for handhelds.
Sure.
Like there was none of that. So like that game was like designed for that type of screen. And like when you look at the Switch, it's like the Switch is essentially like the new Vita, right?
Yeah.
So like it's like perfect again.
Yeah.
It's like the minute it happened, it was like of course.
Yeah.
So I love that a lot. I like there's a good mix of like new stuff and old stuff. Like some of it's like I don't know, Pool Panic. Like sure.
A
Like,
lot of games on there I don't recognize the name
Right.
of that I haven't
Bomb
seen. And I
Chicken.
haven't gone through and watched the direct myself.
And opened up so I got on the plane
Yeah.
to
Fly here.
come over here. So I was looking at like some games that first time I gone on the Switch Nintendo eShop or whatever for the first time in like maybe 3 or 4 weeks.
Oh, wow, yeah.
And it's like, oh my man, there's a lot of stuff on
Dude,
there.
every
There's a
Thursday
lot.
now, it's like, here's 18 games.
Yeah.
Just
Like,
everywhere.
It's almost like getting into like dangerous territory
Yeah.
again of
Yeah.
like maybe
Yeah.
start pulling it.
And that's,
in.
but it's, now it is that argument still of like, will the cream rise to the crop?
right.
Irish cream Danny Doyle.
you.
Because it is, if there's word of mouth for something great, I don't know how many people are blindly jumping on the eShop and being like, that
Right.
seems like a cool title. Now, I do know one person. His name's Cool Greg. Cool Greg comes in all the time asking me about random ass Switch titles I've
Right.
never heard of,
It's
but
like
he likes the title.
Mulaka. Have I played Mulaka?
I looked that up because of
Jared Petty. Jared Petty
Right.
loves Mulaka.
Yeah, it's a great game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's the thing, right? Like, I didn't know about that game, and now I've heard about it from multiple people, so it's happening.
Yeah.
Like, the curation is there, but it's the same way the curation of the PlayStation Store is happening.
Totally.
Where it's just like, sure, there's great stuff on there, and you know a lot of the great stuff, but like, you know the AAA, not the AAA, not AAA quality like like a fucking Assassin's Creed. You know the AAA PSN game,
Right.
But what about that A B tier like before you get to the Fs, right?
And I think it's still the readability on Switch because you open it up and it's like it's chronological.
Yeah.
In a way that like PSN still isn't. You have to find like to go into like new games and then all that shit.
Yeah.
Because it's like featured and all that. I feel like there's so many levels of just getting to like what's new on the PSN.
Yeah.
PlayStation.
Oh yeah,
Store
they
that,
make
like,
it so hard. Yeah. Today somebody wrote in. I put in the we'll get to the official list coming up. Remember, you got to do that. Okay.
Fuck.
It's okay. You don't. Everybody reads off the page now. Don't worry. They let that die when you left.
No, I'm gonna do it.
You think Gary Whittick even remembers to show up here half the time? Like, you don't have to worry about it.
I mean, that was not that clip.
I'm
where
miles away.
He's like, I
I was
love
miles away.
Hey man, that guy's fucking screenwriting shit.
A kid wrote in and said, "Have you looked at Minefield yet? Shoe you're slipping." And today there's a game called Minefield out, right?
like,
And so I looked in there,
Minesweeper. No.
and that's what it's totally a Minesweeper
Oh, really?
clone. But here's where I was like, because the kid, you didn't give me enough context in your question, but it was enough for me to look into it, and I was like, oh, okay, it's a Minesweeper clone. And then the image that, like, when you were clearing the tiles was a woman's bare back, like, but then I looked, I did the best to look around,
Finally.
and it didn't look like she was naked. It looks like she's like in maybe just a low cut dress, and
Right.
we're looking at her back, and I was like,
Sexy solitaire.
is this a weird? Is this only screenshot that's been released because the rest are very much like?
Right. What was this on?
This is on PlayStation 4.
Of course
so we'll
it
see.
is.
We'll
Yeah.
see. I need everybody get to the bottom of it. If you want, that's
to the bottom.
You can put to the you're wrong in there if you want. And let's know what's happening.
Video games, man, never change.
Awesome to see Nintendo year 2 now, the Switch, second year at GDC doing the Nindies event. I'm
Yeah.
excited to see this stuff. A lot of these games I will be playing.
And most of this is like spring.
Yeah.
So like I'm sure there's more E3. They'll have a whole other list of 13.
This
games,
is just what they did last year, right? Where they seeded out. Here's what the next few months look like in terms of our big releases. Here's something we're teasing down the line, and here's like something to keep you going
Right.
Outside of those big tentpole.
Because
things.
GDC is not like
It's not a
consumer
facing
thing.
show.
Totally,
Yeah, it's getting there though.
Yeah.
This year has been the year where a lot of people writing in and be like, "Are you guys doing like a party or a meetup?" And I was like,
Right.
For GDC, like no, like you know what I mean.
Is it
It's not like
just-
PAX or anything where we're like,
I wonder if that's why, because for the past couple of years, PAX and GDC have been like within 2 days of each other,
Yeah.
and this year they're not.
Yeah.
So I wonder if people have a bit more space.
tolerance
tolerance
for partying.
first. Yeah, maybe.
Number 2, Ubisoft has declared victory against Vivendi. This is via Yahoo. Today,
Yves Guillemot is holding an axe.
exactly right.
on
He's
top of a
standing on
hill.
top of Vivendi's crushed corpse. Today, Ubisoft announced that it has signed an agreement with Vivendi for its full exit from Ubisoft's share capital with the sale of all of Vivendi's little more than 30 million shares. The transaction includes an investment by 2 new long-term investors, the relationship investing arm of Ontario's Teachers Public Equities Division, and Tencent, a share buyback by Ubisoft, an acquisition of shares by the Guillemot Brothers SE, and an accelerated book building with institutional investors. You want to talk about how like sometimes our street smarts don't carry over to the world of stock smarts. What the fuck are you talking about, Yahoo?
Book building.
All right. Following the implementation of the transaction, Vivendi will no longer hold any shares in Ubisoft and has committed not to acquire any shares in Ubisoft for 5 years. That's
so weird.
As part of the transaction, Ubisoft and Tencent have also announced today a strategic partnership that will significantly accelerate the reach of Ubisoft franchises in China in the coming years. Here is a quote, I believe, from Yves Guillemot, but I could cut out the context. Today, Ubisoft is fully reaping the benefits of our long-term strategy and the successful transformation towards a more reoccurring and profitable business. Ubisoft is perfectly positioned to capture the numerous video game growth drivers in the coming years. We are focused more than ever on delivering on our strategic plan.
There you go.
Usually, I'd cut out the bullshit press release quotes. However,
driver.
you just fucking slayed a dragon.
Right.
That when this all started and Vivendi was slowly buying shares and we were all, and it
Going
was
on
like
for years.
Exactly. And it was, it's going to be a hostile takeover. And
Yeah.
it was Yves Guillemot like out there being like, we can't let this happen. Help us, everyone. And then
Right.
I remember like, these guys are fucked. It's
Yeah.
over. Ubisoft is totally going to get bought by these guys.
Yeah,
and
death
they'll-
by 1,000 cuts. They'll
Exactly.
eventually, it'll happen.
And then, to the credit, Yves and Ubisoft were like, no, we're going to double down on what we do best. We're
Right.
going to go make these games that are services. We're going to make these games that are the open world things people love. We're going to take time off. We're going to make smaller things. And they turn it around. We're able to fight
Right.
them off. It's crazy.
It's weird. There's so many Western studios, and I mean, Ubisoft I mean, they have a big presence in North America, up in Canada, but obviously they're French as well. There's a reticence to sort of, I don't know. There's more of a desire for maybe a lot of the money that's coming from China because I feel like there's less influence happening. Like there's a bunch of studios, like Digital Extremes, for instance, one of the studio we just recorded a documentary on. They eventually did get bought out in 2014, or they sold a majority stake to a Chinese company, Epic.
Yeah,
have a bunch as well. With what they're doing, and like Tencent is a really good.
Tencent's everywhere, which is kind of getting scary.
Right,
that they seem to be involved. They have like shares in everyone all of a sudden.
Yeah.
It's like, all right.
But it might be a good fit for them because like Rainbow Six Siege is like crying out for a free to play version in the Asian market. I don't think it has at the moment, and like so many like Call of Duty has through them, and like so that kind of at least makes a little bit more sense. The part that I love the most is this fucking 5-year restraining order.
Yeah, right. You can't even fucking sniff our stock from here on out.
I don't understand. Like, I wonder what happened at a certain stage where they were like maybe this whole thing was a tactic to drive up the price a bit, so that they could eventually sell it back to them.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think it's they're obviously very happy that they don't have to worry about this anymore. The Gizmodo family has gotten a bunch more of their stock back as well.
Yeah.
I think that type of growth makes a lot more sense than what Vivendi were probably going to be able to provide to them. So yeah, I'm sure Ubisoft are delighted.
Ubisoft, I think, have been killing it lately. I think
they have turned stuff around. I was very critical of them and their sort of formula in the past. There's something between For Honor and Rainbow Six Siege.
Sure.
They have and actually, I'll put my hands up and say The Division has come on leaps and bounds since it got announced.
Yeah.
Like they have figured out something with games as a service that I think everyone else is trying to emulate.
Yeah.
And I'm happy for them.
Now, I noticed when we started this story, Andy Cortez ran into the room. Now, Andy, as we covered in the Far Cry 5 party mode, you are dating Yves Guillemot. So what was it like today with him?
Oh, no, I'm dating a girl who works in PR at Ubisoft. I'm not dating Yves Guillemot.
You have nothing to add
and
to
it's
this story.
it's Eve. It's no S at the
All right,
end.
well, like
Christmas
I've been
Eve.
doing this 11 years, so it's cool that you came from Funhouse or whatever, and you think you know what you're doing.
Breaking news, guys. We fucking did it. Hyperlight Drifter is coming to the Nintendo Switch. None of you have an excuse to not play it.
Is this real?
Yes. Just breaking news.
It didn't make the list.
Was it in the Nindies?
Nintendo just tweeted it like 6 minutes ago. It was not in the Nindies showcase.
Wow.
Everybody, we did it. We did it. Yeah.
I'll finally play that game.
Woo! It's my favorite game ever, dude.
Is it really your game of the year? Game of all time?
Top 10.
That's
Okay. Top 10.
Of the
okay,
past
okay, sure.
4 years.
We'll see.
Okay.
I love it though.
Now we got to get Simpsons Hit and Run on there for Cool Greg.
You fucked it up. It was a baker's dozen before. Now it's 14.
Well, it wasn't at the Nindies event, so that counts.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
GDC. It's like the pinata of independent games coming to the Switch. You're not gonna. I went to the Indie Mix last night.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
You've
hosted
flew
it
in
before.
late last night, so
You've
yeah.
hosted it before. We've
Mike
hosted
Mahardy
it before.
hosted it
I
this
know.
year.
Yeah. From that washed up site, that husk of a site, GameSpot. That you left and you
Shit.
sunk. You left them and you sunk them, and now they're over there. No, I'm kidding. They're doing great stuff, and I love. Mike.
I love GameSpot.
No, we love Mike too. It's just
Yeah.
fun, right? But I went there and like. It was ridiculous. First off, the games that were there, and they're like,
It
all
looks
right,
so busy.
it was super busy. The games were awesome. I saw so much amazing stuff. I
Was that in that
talk about
same place on
Gamescast.
Mission again?
No, they put it in a brand new place.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, well, yeah. Wait, where was it before?
Mission, and I want to say 6th or 7th.
Oh, maybe it was the same place. I thought this was the first time it was in this place because I thought it was IGN for years, and then I thought it was Patreon, and then I thought
No, it was IGN, then it was this place.
oh, Kovo or whatever.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Then it was the
Big
place.
glass windows at the front.
Yeah. And then a bar off to your left.
Yes.
Yeah, same place.
Good place.
Totally packed in. Oh, yeah, it was a really cool event space. But the amount of games I saw, and then people were like, well, you know, we might be coming to another popular. And then they did, like pass me Switches that had the game. I'm like, why? Man, why? They're everywhere. Like,
Did you see Ed McMillan's tweet about Meat Boy on Switch?
No.
It's fucking insane. He tweeted it like maybe 2 days after they released the new Super Meat Boy on Switch. He said that the like first 24-hour sales on Switch were, I think, either higher or matched what they sold on Xbox Live Arcade in the first 24 hours. Like,
you
what?
keep seeing those stories. And I that was my fear when it was every Thursday there's 18 games going up.
Yeah.
That I was like, all right, here we go. This is how the bottom falls out. And you stop seeing
Right.
Still to this day, you're seeing people put out things that are like, hey, we put out this game and it like Blossom Tales, right? The one that looks like Super NES Zelda. They tweeted like that. Hey, the Switch copies like save the studio. We can keep
Wow.
going because it did so well. FDG, who I think is their publisher, tweeted that out. Quote tweeted. That's where I saw it. I digress, even if it wasn't that, but I think it is. That other people have just every time like this is sold
Right.
more combined than everything else
Yeah.
has.
Which must be a visibility issue. Like, because
Yeah.
that's Steam's biggest problem, PC's biggest problem is that every once in a while, like in the past couple of weeks, everyone's been playing Into the Breach is probably like a really big popular game that's on Steam right now. And that's like a really good game. And it's from a studio that made FTL and everyone's like really happy about it and stuff.
Yeah.
But there's like probably a bunch of games that have come out in the past 3 weeks that we're just not talking about because Steam just gets, and we had that when we put the Horizon doc up, we got flooded into that whole like ecosystem of new games and forum posts for what's new on Steam. And it's just like, it's like a torrent. It's like it never stops.
Yeah, you can't, you get
So at
knocked
least
off.
like on Switch, it's like Thursday.
Right.
There you go.
Yeah.
But like even PSN and XBLA.
But you make
like,
a great
that
point
way.
about PSN, where it is like, if I wasn't reading it or looking at the PlayStation blog or looking at Kotaku, there's no easy way to jump on the PSN, I feel like, and see it immediately and cleanly what it is. You can go into new releases and keep cutting down to finally get to there. But even then, it's also got DLC loaded in there usually.
Pre-orders in there. Like
Yeah,
I went to get. I think it was Burnout Remastered. I finally finished editing the Warframe Piece 1. And I was
gonna
like,
treat
I'm
myself.
I got like 2 hours. I'm gonna play Burnout. And I went in there, and the first like 5 things were pre-orders for Far Cry 5, which is like. And I actually am looking forward to that game. But it's just like, come on, guys, like just let me see the games.
Yeah, Nintendo's
stuff.
doing something right, man. And everybody's super
For now,
engaged.
but
I think
let's talk in 12 months.
exactly. Yeah, when you come back for next GDC, we'll see where we're at. But I think it's that you're talking about discoverability is better,
Right.
the storefront's better, and I think the fact that most games are not cheaper than they are other places, but it is that you go on there and these are indie titles. So sure, I'll take a shot on this. I'll give you a
reasonable
couple
pricing
bucks.
on
Yeah.
there.
Number 3. I want your read on this one.
Okay.
There's a new CD Projekt Red Studio opening up. Located in the city of Wrocław, southwestern Poland, the new studio will join forces with CD Projekt Red Warsaw and Krakow and bolster development of Cyberpunk 2077, the upcoming futuristic AAA role-playing game. Consisting of 18 talented industry vets, Wrocław-based developer Strange New Things will form the core of the new studio. Quote, the team is strong and I'm sure we have the experience and creative firepower to make Cyberpunk 2077 an even better game, said one of the guys from that studio whose name I won't butcher. Aside from their immense technological knowledge and artistic flair, the core team of CD Projekt Red, Wrocław, are just great people, says Adam Badowski.
Yeah.
Yeah, I dropped an R in there. Badowski. It's just Wrocław has me reeling.
Yeah.
If this is a boxing match, that one punched me in the face, and now I'm just seeing stars, and I'm just saying whatever names come to my head there. The game director for Cyberpunk 2077 said, CD Projekt Red is not a typical game developer. We put gamers, creative freedom, and quality games above making business. These guys not only share this approach, but much like the rest of the team, think that this attitude is essential to creating epic video games. You did some stuff with them CD Projekt Red
I did.
folks.
I interviewed Adam Badowski. He's the gentleman with Marcin Nowinski who founded the studio back in the 1991. I guess he was there pretty early on. He worked at the studio that they sort of bought over to start making the first Witcher game. Yeah, it makes sense. So one of the sort of the unfair advantage that CD Projekt has is that the cost of the economy that Poland has sitting within the EU, and they have their own currency as well, means that they're not the most competitive economy in Europe, but it means that the cost of employing people there is significantly lower than it would be in, say, Germany next door.
Gotcha.
So it makes total sense to them. And also they have, they're similar to Ireland in a way in that they have a lot of IT-focused professionals. It was very popular there for, sort of as they came out of a socialist communist rule, there was always a sort of desire to work on electronics and that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
And they have a lot of I would say a society that's very video game friendly, and a lot of professional people who are sort of interested in that line of work. So I think they have the perfect sort of thing of a pretty creative, digitally focused society, and also it's relatively cheap to other places in Europe to employ people there. So that's kind of it's kind of a no-brainer for them to add on to the Krakow and Warsaw offices with another one. Interesting though, because the team is pretty big over there, and they're all essentially working on Cyberpunk now. It looks like they have their little GOG thing where it's kind of separate studio kind of. Yeah, I'm sure there wasn't that many people working on the Soul Calibur Geralt stuff, and obviously then they're the Gwent, they have a Gwent team as well. Gwent, but they employ a lot of people. I think I can't remember exactly. We say it in the doc we did, but maybe 200, 250 people at the Warsaw office. That might also include GOG and stuff though as well. So yeah, it's cool. I think hopefully we'll hear about that game sooner rather than later. Yeah,
you figure that's. I mean,
E3 maybe
the Twitter account did that beep thing not too long ago. I think they're teasing something coming online. I would expect. Hopefully,
Yeah.
I would hope for a trailer at E3.
I think, in retrospect, especially with the success of The Witcher 3, which they perhaps weren't expecting,
Yeah.
the early announcement of Cyberpunk. Whenever studios do that, I'm beginning to realize from doing these docs that like sometimes it's about getting fans involved.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's about putting up a flag so they can get publisher investment. So like maybe that was part of it as well.
Sure.
And then once Witcher 3 did so well for them financially,
Yeah.
it's like, oh no, we're fine. We're good.
Yeah.
We're all right. So
it's one of those. I'm never a big fan of teasing your game too early and losing juice. But
Yes.
I think the way they did this with just like basically key art in the title and Cyberpunk, and this is what it is. It's left us all to have the flame be stoked whenever something like this pops up. Of like, oh, are we close? I'm not sick of hearing about it yet because I don't know anything about it.
So because they kept silent since, if they had started doing the whole,
Dev Diaries. We're gonna give you a weekly glimpse into what we're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, nobody would care.
or like a year later they mention it again on something else. Like Martin's whole thing was that he would not talk. Like we joked last year we did a GDC interview with Martin Nowinski after, which was the sort of precursor to our we did a 6-part documentary on the studio later that year, and like I jokingly asked him about Cyberpunk, and he's like, no, like I don't. What are you talking about? Like, they just had a thing.
Radio
Do
silence.
not talk about it.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to hear about it. Business wise, this makes a lot of sense for them, and culturally, also having all your studios within one general region makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
They have offices. Obviously, they have offices in LA. They have offices doing other things, but that's not like dev. That's more marketing and
Sure.
stuff
Yeah,
like
your
that.
American branch, right, of PR and stuff like that. Well, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, looking forward to it.
Number 4, a fun one, kind of from you, depending on your definition of fun, from Gizmodo. Or Gizmodo, sorry. U.S. I'm just dropping letters in all over the place. And I'm like,
Watch out, Switch, because Mondo's coming back.
Mondo.
Sticky balls too.
U.S. Navy is shooting shit with a 360 controller. The United States Navy's newest submarine, the USS Colorado, went into service this weekend. In the Pentagon's announcement, Secretary of Navy Richard V. Spencer called the vessel a true marvel
Richard Spencer?
a true marvel of technology and innovation. But part of the 377-foot-long Virginia-class submarine is operated with a 12-year-old Xbox 360 controller. V is what it says, but me. Yeah, no, it's a misspelling of the. The USS Colorado is able to launch Tomahawk missiles at submarines and ships, but it can also be used to transport special operation troops and conduct surveillance. The Xbox controller is used to maneuver the photonic mass, sensors that have replaced telescopes in modern submarines. The Associated Press reports that it is the first attack submarine that uses a gaming controller. The U.S. military has used Xbox 360 before, for instance, to operate a high-energy laser gun for blasting drones and mortar shells. So that's just cool.
Here's your violence in video games hot minute.
I mean, why not? It's a great controller. USB, plug it right into the PC, it works.
If nothing else, the Xbox 360 pad is, if there was ever a controller where you weren't sure if it was going to work in a machine, the 360 pad is the one that like 9 times out of 10 works.
Yeah.
Like PC, plug and play, done and dust. Even the new one, even the Xbox One doesn't have that sort of like reliability. So
Right, yeah, that's
There you
why
go.
I think we have one that we keep bumming around here just
Totally.
for when people bring in games of like, I don't want it because even the wireless dongle and stuff.
It's like a USB mouse, man. You just keep it around.
It's gonna work.
There you go.
Number 5, Fortnite makes a mill. This is from SensorTower. Their second appearance on the show this week. In less than a week, Fortnite has become a bona fide sensation on mobile, topping the iPhone download charts in more than 40 countries, despite still being invite only.
Wow.
Now, thanks to SensorTower store intelligence data, we have a first measure of how successful the game has been so far on the revenue front. According to our estimates, Fortnite has already grossed more than 1.5 million worldwide on iOS, with 1 million of that earned during the first 72 hours after IAPs went live. This places the game well ahead of its primary rivals in the burgeoning mobile survival game genre during the same post-launch period.
It's crazy.
Yeah. Have you played yet?
The mobile version?
Yeah.
No, haven't yet.
It's good.
And it's
good.
so funny because like PUBG's one came out then like 2 days ago.
And now,
right?
yeah, so yesterday there was confusion on the show.
Right.
The boat got rocked by somebody in You're Wrong saying PUBG is out now on iOS. And we were
I
like,
thought so,
really?
right?
How do we miss it? It was something that came out like right as we were getting ready to go live. That they
okay.
finally were like, it's live. That, of course, led to Tyler Cabs writing in to kindoffunny.com/KFGD and saying, in response to Fortnite launching on mobile, it appears that PUBG does not want Fortnite to gain the advantage in the mobile arena. I have played both
late.
and find PUBG runs smoother on my iPhone 8. Do you think either of these games will become constant mobile games? Or do you think they will have a rise and fall similar to Pokemon Go or Animal Crossing Pocket Camp? Love the show, Tyler.
I think if either of them are going to, it's going to be Fortnite. To
Yeah.
me, Fortnite has, and I'm somebody who enjoys PUBG more than Fortnite personally, but like I totally understand why Fortnite is successful with the demographic that it has.
Well, I mean, for me, the reason I'll play Fortnite on mobile probably more than I ever will in PUBG. I'm sorry, more than I ever will PUBG Mobile. It's just the fact that the progression's tied together.
Right.
That it's the same start screen, it's the same everything. I'm like, oh, I was talking about yesterday on the show. Like we had this question about has the way you game changed as you've gotten older?
Right.
And I was bringing in exactly. And my reference was, so the kid who wrote in was talking about how like he used to look for seams in the game, try to break it. What are the rules? Whereas mine is like. Well, now when I play it, it's all about progression. I want to feel like even if I'm putting 15 minutes into something, I'm making headway into something.
But whether that be the game or the platinum trophy.
Exactly.
Like,
and so like for Fortnite to be there where I'm going to pop in and it's like, cool, those stats are getting counted with my other stats and maybe I earn the Valor points or whatever they call them to go spend in the shop. Like that's what'll, I think, make me use it. I don't think it'll be constant for me. Like I really enjoyed Fortnite over the weekend when I played it. I want to get back to it, but Far Cry 5 is upon us. Monster Hunter's getting a new monster. There's a million other things that'll make it go, okay, this is like similar to what Friday the 13th was last year, where this would be like, okay, I have 20 minutes. I want to do something quick. But I don't know. I haven't seen the translation yet of what it means for me as a mobile player. So I would imagine, right now, it's going to do what every mobile game that crosses over to us does, where both PUBG and Fortnite expand really wide and then contract over time to a core base.
And I feel like Fortnite is just better set up in loads of ways. Like art wise, it looks more like I would play that more on my phone than like I don't want to play like I didn't want to play like old Ghost Recon games on my phone, so I'm not going to want to play PUBG on my phone. And also like. If we're looking at that demographic of like teenagers who are like getting together and doing social play, which is what Pokemon Go was kind of all about. Obviously, the real world stuff isn't in there, but like if you're gonna pal up with a bunch of people, like you're like at Starbucks or like hanging out in the corner or doing whatever, like you just jump into a game really quickly. To me, Fortnite just feels like a better match for that, and it's obviously way more popular with that demographic as well.
And it's something with Khalif yesterday I was talking about where Fortnite.
Kaka Beware is here. Yeah. Love that man.
That's a good League of Heels reference if went over your head.
Spawn on me, represent.
Yeah.
Those guys are great.
It was the idea that Fortnite just seems to move faster and have less stakes than PUBG does.
Yeah.
Whereas like PUBG, for me is like, this is a great hiding spot. I'm going to put myself in the corner. I'm going to wait here and try to get this chicken dinner. Whereas Fortnite, for me, and granted, I'm again basing this off the tip of my gameplay with it, is like, cool, it loads super fast. The games are frantic. I feel like I can kill people. I'm going to run around and go see what's over there and do this thing and not have it be like, intense. Like PUBG is intense when I play, right? Like I'm listening for footsteps and I'm doing all those different things. And I do that in Fortnite, but I'm playing Fortnite on the phone with the sound off and just looking for on the radio, what's happening, what's attacking.
It's like in a way, it's like Call of Duty and Battlefield. It's like they're opposite sides of the same coin, slightly different flavors of chocolate.
Yeah,
it's like the Call of Duty is more like in time to kill, time to death is really high. Battlefield was a little bit more cerebral, but like similar enough, right? And like PUBG, you can play fast and loose if you want to, but like generally, like it's a fairly tactical game, and that's why I love it because I love tactical shooters. Sure. Fortnite's not that. Fortnite's a different thing. So. I different strokes kind of for different
100%.
folks, but I feel like if the tactical game is not one that you play on mobile, the fun one is what you play on mobile.
Exactly, yeah. Where it's like, oh, well, like even yesterday I was showing it off to people, right? And again, I have terrible stats, so what I care. But it was like, okay, cool. And then Kevin got called away, and I was like, oh, and he passed the phone back, and I was like, well, I'm just going to quit the game. I'm not going to like worry about finishing it.
Yeah.
Andy, do you have more breaking news? You ran back in here.
Not huge news.
Okay.
Well, come in.
Nidhogg 2 coming to Switch.
What?
Oh, shit.
That's you. Nidhogg 2 coming to Switch. Look at Andy Cortez. Look out, Andrew Goldfarb.
Jason Schreier, eat your heart out, man.
Yeah, look out. The Dark Knight of News is dead.
Is he making
now, we got a Batflack of news over there.
He's
it's
Robin?
Andy. Huh?
Robin of News?
No, that's Jonathan Dornbush.
Batboy?
Jonathan Dornbush.
What was the shit? What was the non-Batman? It wasn't Robin. It was Batboy. Batkid. Wasn't there one?
The documentary about the sick kid?
No. Oh,
I mean, that's what it was. Bat Kid Begins.
Yeah, that was rad. No, wasn't
Batmite? You want to be Batmite from another dimension? That can be Andy, sure.
Let's keep going.
Okay, sorry. I'll sit here and talk about obscure Batman stuff all
Wasn't
day if
there
you
like
want to.
was it not
Azrael?
Batboy
You want to be
or
Azrael?
something?
Probably. I think there was a thing.
It was Batgirl.
I think Silver Age there was when Superman and there would be alternate stories where Superman's kid was Superboy and Batman's kid was Batboy. Probably.
Okay.
Yeah.
God, fucking do your own thing, kid. Stop trying to emulate your fucking parents.
That's a good point. Don't do it. Number 6, final story. The Witness dev is offering $20,000 to underrepresented devs. This is via GamesIndustry.biz. The developers behind acclaimed puzzle title The Witness are now offering grants to indie game makers from traditionally underrepresented groups. Independent studio
Thekla.
Thekla, thank you.
San Francisco's own.
Oh, I know, Jonathan Blow.
Yeah.
Jonathan Blow, and he wants you to know that these are his games. Remember that? You know that Curtis Blow song? I'm riffing off.
It's good.
Anyway,
That's really good.
Independent studio Thekla announced the new initiative via its website and is promising lump sums of between $3,000 and $20,000 to between 3 and 6 people. The funds are to be used on finishing their games, primarily grid-based puzzle games. This is in part because the studio is working on one such game now as its next project. Quote, these grants are intended to support creators who are underrepresented in today's games industry or who do not receive much support from the existing structure, the team wrote. In Thekla's eyes, this applies to women, people of color, disabled people, trans or gender non-binary, LGBTQIA, or people with mental health issues. The studio is also keen to reach indies from outside North America, Europe, and other Western nations, as well as those who do not speak English as a first language. Quote, this list is not exhaustive, end quote, the team notes, adding that developers may question eligibility when they submit.
There you go.
I thought that was cool.
That's rad. John Blow is like, we did a documentary on, not to keep bringing up our bloody work, but we did a documentary on The
a
Witness.
documentary on No Clip?
We did one on The Witness, like this time last year. It was around GDC, right?
Yeah, you did a whole, that was the little ones, right? Like
Yeah.
the little, yeah.
And actually, so here's the funny thing. I think you can figure out what game they're working on if you watch that series.
Oh, really?
If you watch the Frog Fractions Part 1 doc and the Witness one, you can kind of put together what game John Blow's working on, I think. Not many people have figured it out.
Okay.
But Jim Crawford talks about one of the games that's in there, and I think that might be what they're working on. And it is a grid-based puzzle game.
You're blowing them up. Number Munchers is back.
The guy is like, I remember meeting him when we did the doc, and he sat down for 4 hours and barely took a bathroom break, and like talked for 4 hours. Like talking for fucking 4 hours, especially if you're not like somebody who does this every day.
Sure.
It's like really exhausting. I remember like thinking when Indie Game the movie, they kind of gave one version of him.
Yeah.
And I remember thinking what it would be like. Would he be that sort of auteurist, maybe prima donna, you could say, come across? And he's like one of the nicest fucking dudes.
Every time I've had passing conversations with John Blow, he's always been nice to me. And it's like not like Greg Miller. It'd be pretty easy to be pretentious to me, and he's always been he's always been cool.
He's super, and I'd say one of the most like intimidatingly intelligent people I've ever talked to. He's very much a smart person, which I think might make people feel intimidated by him,
Especially people like me, dumb people.
Right, me too. But I feel like this is like totally down like their street, and I can't wait to see what they work on next. I adored The Witness.
Yeah, I appreciated it. Played it, and then I was like, I get it. These aren't my kind of games, but I love what you're doing. See you later.
Yeah.
I'm gonna bail now.
Did you see The Thing?
No.
Okay.
No. I didn't see much.
All right.
I just played around for an hour. I was like, all right.
That game was one of the most amazing reveals I think I've ever experienced in my life.
Cool,
It's a
Greg.
good game.
YouTube me the reveal. No, I'm kidding. I don't. In the vein of this news story, there's a question from kindoffunny.com/KFGD. Owe writes in and says, I was looking after my cousin the other day. We always loved playing games together as kids, but unfortunately at 14, he started to develop early onset arthritis that affected his hands to the point where he couldn't play anymore. Eventually, the rest of his mobility started to suffer as well. We can still play games together, but only turn-based strategy games, as his hands just aren't nimble enough to play anything in real time. The other day, we were playing, and I saw a tear running down his cheek. I asked him what was wrong. He said he couldn't do it anymore. Just holding the controller hurt too much. Then he asked me to lean in closer and whispered to me, if I wanted to know what games were coming to the mom and grop digital shops, where would I go?
Jesus
That was a
Christ.
good one. That was a good one. Good job, Oi. I love a good swerve.
That was a fucking turn.
There was a Beyond one where we were
I got
talking about
whiplash
we were talking about
on that
parents
one.
dying, and I started cracking up, and Clements and Colin
no.
looked at me like, "What are you doing?" And then we got to the kick.
I was all about ready to talk about Able Gamers and the quad stick.
Well, Able Gamers, Steven, a frequent contributor to our show. Obviously, I'm
yeah.
not mocking any of these things.
Right.
So it was just a good one from Oi. If I'm going to talk about abortions and dead parents, like, come on, we got to, I think the Oi can make us turn here.
Speaking of PUBG, I played PUBG with Steve.
Oh, yeah?
And this dude's a fucking murder house.
I bet, yeah.
Yeah. We
Steve-
we did duos and we fucking swept up.
What I
people
love
as well.
about Steve and Able Gamers, of course, if you're not familiar with Able Gamers, they're this awesome non-profit video game charity organization thing that helps obviously disabled people figure out how to play video games, right, and helps them with controllers and does all this stuff.
Watch out, No Clip documentary coming 2018.
2018, anytime soon. And Steve was one of the people nominated for Trending Gamer at Game Awards. And like I said, he's written in multiple times here for questions. He does this, when I reach out for a question for the show, he obviously responds with a great written thing for me to read on the show.
Right. Yeah.
He does that privately as well.
Right.
Where
Yes.
I had a friend or a best friend DM me on Reddit and be like, hey, this is what I'm going through and I'm struggling. And I was like, what's your email? And he gave me the email and I just like, Steve, here's this guy. He needs help. He needs questions.
Right.
And Steve was like back and forth with him about what it is. It's awesome people, awesome stuff.
Incredible folks. Now,
But where do I go for these digital mama shop games and all that jazz?
the official list of upcoming software as listed. No, wait. Okay, we can start again. The official list of upcoming software as on each and every platform as listed by the Kind of Funny Games Daily Show host each and every weekday, Andrea Renee.
There you go.
Was that
There
it?
you go. Yeah, you were pretty close. You missed like one word in there. We're not gonna say do yeah. Out today.
Music's new.
Is it?
I think so.
Really? We didn't have a jingle? We had to have the jingle. I might not have gotten as into it.
Yeah,
I might not
probably.
laid it on
It's
as
very
thick.
jazzy.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
That was very thick.
Out today, Cloak and Dagger character and level pack DLC for LEGO Marvel Superheroes 2. PUBG Mobile, as I mentioned, it's free to play. Attack on Titan 2 for PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Switch. Cool. Did I see you were playing that?
Yeah, I like it a lot.
Yeah, you like it?
I have it on PS4. I believe.
Right.
Yeah. All right.
That game looks real fucked up. Just like the first
Just
one.
like Assassin, or Attack on Titan. Yeah.
yeah.
Assassin's Creed Rogue Remastered is on PlayStation 4, Xbox One. That was always one people really liked, but I never played it.
That was the Irish guy.
That was the one that was like when they put out Origins on Xbox. Wait, is that right? Yeah.
It was Black Flag. Wasn't it a spin-off of Black Flag?
Yeah, this is the one that was like when they put out the first Assassin's Creed on Xbox and PlayStation. I'm sorry, Xbox One and PlayStation 4. This was the PS3 360 one.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think it's an Irish guy. Irish
You can
protagonist.
keep saying that over and over again, I guess. I
a
don't
bit
know.
of Ireland here.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm Jacksepticeye.
Assault Gunners HD Edition, PlayStation 4 and PC. Audio Beats on PlayStation VR. Don't Bite Me Bro on
Bite Me, Bro.
PlayStation 4. That's a good one. The title, I don't know about the game. Earthlock Festival of Magic on PlayStation 4. Floor Plan on PlayStation VR. Mahjong Gold on PlayStation 4.
Gold!
It's good.
Mahjong.
Minefield on PlayStation 4, which might have some kind of nudie thing in there. We're going to check it out and you're wrong. Neuro Voider on PlayStation Vita.
That might be the most PS Vita game I have ever heard. Neurovoider.
Octahedron on PlayStation 4.
I take it back, that is.
RBI Baseball 18 on PS4, Xbox One. Sea of Thieves on Xbox One and
Is
PC.
that out?
Yeah, that's out. Yeah.
Shit, I saw a lot of videos dropping. I thought it was another preview round, but
No, yeah, it's out. Everybody's doing their reviews in progress, obviously, because I think servers
Yeah.
just popped live yesterday.
GameSpot had a video of them with the Kraken.
Oh,
Yeah.
You interested at all?
I wish if I had I'm trying to get a group of buddies to get into it.
Yeah.
I think it'd be awesome for that.
Yeah.
I played randoms and I was like, it seems fun enough, but like with people, I think it'd be cool.
Shantae and the Pirate's Curse is coming to Switch.
Shantae.
The Shantae games are really good. Check it out. Swim Out on Switch and then Titan Quest, PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. New dates for you. This is not a new date, but it needed to be put somewhere. Proxy is a new mobile game from Will Wright.
Cool.
It was revealed during Unity's keynote at the Game Developers Conference 2018. It's a mobile thing, like I said. I can't find any release date info. I don't know if he said a window there. Like as I said earlier, Luminous Remastered is coming in May. Switch, PS4, Xbox One, PC. And then
Gorogoa.
Agoa.
I think I've played Gorogoa on PC.
It's coming soon to PlayStation 4. They said on the blog today. Yeah,
Yeah.
you probably did. It was on mobile too. It was for
was-
DICE Awards. It was gotten a lot of nominations.
I think it was an IGF winner. I might be getting
That makes
confused with
sense.
something
Yeah,
else. Something
it's
like
one
that.
of the Annapurnas, that one of their publishing
Yes,
label things.
okay.
So you know it's going to be
Yeah.
kooky and good.
All right, yeah, it's gonna look good.
Deals of the day for you. Monster Hunter World is $45 on Amazon.com.
Jesus, really?
That's a good
I haven't
deal.
bought that yet.
You got to get on it. I'll come help you.
Fucking box copies though, man.
Good point. Let's jump into reader mail, but first I'm going to tell you it's brought to you by Brooklinen and Hymns. You spend a third of your life in your sheets. Make sure they're the best sheets you can possibly sleep in with brooklinen.com. These are the best, most comfortable sheets. No big markup. You upgrade your nightly routine and help feel more rested during the day. As I've said repeatedly, I sleep on these sheets now. They send them in.
How's your nightly routine?
It's great.
Yeah.
And Portillo looks good in the photos I put on Instagram when he's laying in this bed too. But what I liked about him, Danny, is the fact that first off, they're great. They're soft. They're all the amazing things you'd want there. But on the site, you get to click the little buttons and see all the different color schemes and like
right.
mix and match on the site. So you see what looks good. And I did it without asking Jen's opinion. And then she was impressed with what I did.
Oh, really?
Because I was just like, let's do the white duvet cover with blue polka dots.
Right.
And then blue sheets. It's good.
Yeah, wives like that.
Impress the wife. You know what I mean? And then you could do it too. Just get some sheets. It's simple, apparently.
Cheat yourself. No, it's
Sheet yourself?
sorry, that's not their phrase.
No unnecessary markups and fees. Most betting is marked up as much as 100%. Brooklinen is the fastest growing bedding brand in the world. You can mix and match to complement any decor. This is luxury bedding underpriced. You have to try these sheets today. Get $20 off and free shipping when you use promo code GamesDaily at brooklinen.com. Brooklinen is so confident that they offer a risk-free 60-night satisfaction guarantee and a lifetime warranty on all their sheets and comforters. The only way to get $20 off and free shipping is to use the promo code GamesDaily at brooklinen.com. That's BROOKLINEN.com. Promo code GamesDaily. Brooklinen, these are the best sheets ever.
Who wouldn't know how to pronounce Brooklinen? That's like as phonetic as you get.
Yeah.
Brooklinen.
Yeah, I like that.
Brooklinen.
But you get hung up on that. I'm still hung up on this tagline. These are the best sheets ever.
These are the best sheets
What
ever.
a bold, we're just going to say it.
It's
Deal
also
with
like
it.
it's also colloquial in a nice way. It's like something you say to your buddy. It's not
These are
the
the
best
sheets
sheet ever. It's like these are the best sheets ever.
I like that a lot. Next up is hymns. Did you know 66% of men lose their hair by age 35?
TikTok.
The thing is, when you start to notice, it's too late. It's easier to keep the hair you have than replace what you've lost. That's why Hims is coming to help you. Hims is this service, right, where you can get hair stuff, you can get male vitality stuff, you can get just personal care products in general. And you go there, you sign up, you send photos of yourself. How do I know all of this stuff? Nick and Andy are doing it right now.
Nice.
Yeah, they're doing it.
The two most beautiful people, men, I'll say.
Well,
at
Nick's
least
been
on-
struggling with hair loss for a long time, and so he has a regimen.
That's why he goes to the gym a lot.
I don't know if
Take
that
that as
helps.
aggression.
I'm so mad about my hair. I'm gonna punch this bag.
Which is fucked up because there's so many mirrors in gyms. He's reminded of it
Yeah,
constantly.
that's why he's using Hims, where he's getting he got personal service. You send in photos. They see what's wrong with you. They try to help you. If you actually need the medication, they link you up with a doctor on there. You do it. It's all super simple through the web and the app, from what I've been told. So get on it. Save your hair, or just get some cool stuff. Because forhims.com is a one-stop shop for hair loss, skincare, sexual wellness for men. Thanks to science, baldness can be optional. Hims connects you with real doctors and medical-grade solutions to treat hair loss. No snake oil pills or gas station counter supplements. You like that?
That's it. What if I need my snake oil supplement?
You don't want that. That's not what it is. No waiting room, no awkward doctor visits. Save hours by going to forhims.com. My listeners get a trial month of Hims for just $5 today, right now while supplies last. See the website for full details. This would cost hundreds if you went to a doctor or a pharmacy. Go to forhims.com/gamesdaily. That's FORHIMS, forhims.com/gamesdaily. Save your hair. They didn't have a tagline. I'm gonna say
These
save
are the
your hair.
best. These are the best hairs ever.
These are the best hairs ever. Let's see where we want to
works.
go.
I'm available for marketing,
Hey man,
slogans. if you
No
want.
clip is
I can-
everywhere.
We don't have a slogan, do we? Crowdfunded video game documentaries. I
Oof,
think?
that's not a slogan,
It's not really
though.
a slogan. That's just what we are. That's like McDonald's. We sell fucking food.
Yeah.
It's cheap.
You play them, we dock them. I'm not. We'll work on it. We'll work on it. Michael wrote in to kindoffunny.com/KFGD and says, yesterday, Epic Games released the Paragon assets they claim to be worth $12 million
Well, they're worth fucking zero now. Which is fucking,
to use in Unreal Engine 4 by anyone creating a project
cool.
within the engine.
That's cool.
As developers are able to use these assets in either commercial or non-commercial games, what are your thoughts on the possibility of seeing these assets, specifically the characters, in other games or even recreating Paragon?
What if somebody released a game called Garapon?
We're going to bring it back. Listen, it's like that Vine 2 teaser. They're like, you know
Right.
what? Not enough people cared about Paragon. We're bringing it back.
All the Paragon models will be in Unreal Tournament overnight, I imagine.
That for sure. Yeah,
Right,
yeah.
yeah.
I think it's first off, shout out to Epic for doing that.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
that's
It's like,
good.
hey, let's just put it all into Unreal. If you want to use it, go ahead and use it. In terms of like the characters showing up, I highly doubt that unless it's going to be very much like we're screwing around and putting Paragon people in here.
Yeah.
I think it'll be like student projects. It's people who are just getting their feet wet. It's going to be like class project games, super small indie stuff that goes out on the PSN or
Right.
PlayStation or on PC.
One of the things I'm actually like, I really hope happens, just like projecting 20 years in the future, like we'll do interview somebody about like the first game they ever made, and it'll be, yo, I hadn't really played that many games on PC before, but this game called Fortnite came out, and then when I was on the launcher, there was like this Unreal Engine tab, and I went there, and it was like, oh wow, you can build games for like, it's like Unreal now as an engine is like far easier to get into than it was like to get a license.
Yeah.
Like 20. Well, actually, I get the Unreal Tournament days. They had like some stuff, but like I love the idea that like somewhere down the line, this sort of openness to be able to give people access to not only the engine but all these assets and stuff will like have that new generation of gamer designing cool and interesting stuff.
Yeah.
It's cool. It's like a win-win for them. It's like easy. It's a pure thumbs up.
It'll be
but it
more
is good
interesting,
for
I
them.
feel like, when you start seeing the textures or objects or trees. That'll be really fun when somebody's like, oh, that's a Paragon tree
Totally.
right there. Because that'll definitely happen when you're in Unreal and you have your star art up front and all these things you've made, but you need to just fill it in. It just needs to look like it goes on forever, what you'll fill in there and just steal from, or not steal, take from like the asset library.
When I interviewed Brendan Green, Player Unknown, last year, one of the things that he was talking about wanting to do was make PUBG like a platform for people to like make mods themselves in the same way that he did. And that's how we got into game design. Fortnite right now, between all the updates, between the fact that first of all they were making their Unreal Tournament, which hasn't been updated since like last year. God knows, that project's probably just like idle now, which is fair enough. Paragon, which obviously worked on really, really hard for a long time, and the success of Fortnite and all the added new online stuff they've put into that platform is becoming like a perfect engine for people to go in and make their own multiplayer games. So I'm fascinated as to what comes out of Unreal Engine in the next 2 years. Yeah. Especially if you have all these Fortnite people coming in and coming in with their new exciting ideas, right?
Yeah.
There's this whole idea now that like the Fortnite generation was that Minecraft generation. Right. That all those kids who were playing Minecraft and they were like, tweens are now playing it because it's like it's the same. There's a lot of like common ground in the building between what's going on there, and it makes sense.
And that's something I totally missed. Where I was talking to somebody and we were, man, Fortnite, can you believe it is as successful as it is? That it came from behind, it's doing all this amazing stuff, and I was like, it'll be interesting to see it trace, and they're like, it's easy to trace it back. Like it's free to play, so any kid can get into it. A parent looks at that and sees it as a colorful cartoon and doesn't see it as like a gritty PUBG. Right. And it's an evolution, or it's a step. It's in the same lane as Minecraft. Right. And you're like, oh fuck, right? Yeah. No, that totally makes sense.
That whole creative social play thing, which like a lot of games have kind of underserved. Even still. Yeah. It's fascinating. So fair play to. The story of Fortnite is fucking bizarre because
when are you gonna do the doc? When are you doing the doc?
Dude,
Get that doc going.
Well, like in my head, I was thinking I'd love to do something on Unreal Tournament, but like we kind of did with the Warframe doc a little bit. Yeah. I mean, I'm sure they've got everyone knocking down their door now at this stage, but it's such a bizarre story because like Fortnite was like the whipping boy of the games press, the mainstream press, like a year ago for like 3 years. Like, when's it coming out? When's it coming out? When's it coming out?
This weird trailer got shown by Cliff, and then we never heard about it again.
Forever. Okay. And then it came out, and it was like, oh, this is like a really polished game that doesn't really get its hooks in. Yeah. It's I can see what you're doing, but and Epic, like this new generation of Epic, which had this amazing, Paragon didn't work, and then all the, everyone loves that studio for all the games they made in the past, and Gears of War and on. And like, wow, man, like what the fuck is going on now? Like the world's turned upside down. Yeah. Like,
good for them, man.
Fair play to them. They're in like a maelstrom of success. I hope, the problem with free-to-play games is you need to keep chucking coal into that fire to get people doing it. So I'm sure as successful as they are, I bet no one there
burden
is,
of their own success.
They're still working hard, I bet,
Drafting Dave writes in line with our questions about playing, creating, and sharing.
Oh, yeah.
And says, hey, kind of funny Games Daily hosts. What if Dreams was released day and date at Sony's E3 press conference? Marketing Dreams is going to be a huge challenge, and it seems like this would solve the issue. We all love the "and it's out now" announcements, and there would be a lot of hands-on reviews at E3 to help sell it. Thoughts? Drafting Dave.
I think, Sorry, go on.
I wish. I just don't think that's in the cards at all, because I don't think you come out on the E3 stage and are able to concisely market it and show why it's awesome, and then give it out for free. Not for free, put it out right away. And then your thing here, there'd be a lot of hands-on reviews at E3 to help sell it. I really doubt there would be. There wouldn't be from mainstream game press. All of mainstream game press is here. Nobody has time to review it. Nobody has time to
especially a game like that.
Community would be running with it and playing with it, but they're also going to be super distracted by E3 and wanting to talk about that stuff.
I would say, like, I could see it making sense in that the weeks after E3 are just vacant. Like, there's not many games come out in that post, that half June, middle of July. Like, still, it's like the last holdout. It used to be January. It used to be like, there was those little pockets where nobody, and everyone was waiting until August because we're getting into the Christmas season. Yep. And I feel like the midsummer is like the last standout for dropping a game out, and I think Dreams would do really well then. Ultimately, this game is going to succeed or fail based on like Twitch and YouTube and like 100%. People making cool stuff and people sending around videos of it. So
I think your best bet with Dreams, honestly, would be to come out. Here's a great trailer or a demo. if they're going to do that thing, and then be like, guess what, everybody? The beta is out right now. Get in there and play with the beta, because the beta is going to be huge to it, of word of mouth, of I consumer jump in, play it, then start telling my friends about it and get them excited and show them what I built and blah, blah.
And it gives them then that 1-2 punch. Instead of just saying it's out, you essentially get 2 launches.
Yeah.
So yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Do that, Media Molecule. I know you're listening, Shu. I just sold that game for you. Perfect.
That game looks rad. I hope people like it.
It's time to squad up. This is where one of you writes into kindoffunny.com/KFGD, giving me your name, username, platform of choice, and why you need help in them video games. Today, Gordon needs help on the PlayStation 4. His PSN name is, I'm going to say it like this, glogantn.
Oh yeah, I didn't even see that. I was going to say glogantn.
Yeah, that's what I stopped myself. glogantn. Of course, it'll be in the time code descriptions for you. On PlayStation 4, glogantn needs help and says, I'm looking to take a break from platinums. Just recently scooped up number 185.
Calm down.
You are an insane human being, glogantn, but I appreciate you.
Also, good humble brag.
I'm looking to take a break from platinums and learn how to play Rainbow Six Siege with some best friends. Best friends who play Rainbow Six Siege, hit up glogantn on the PlayStation 4.
I have heard that community is good about onboarding new people.
Shepherding in, folks. That's good.
Shepherding.
Yeah, we're
That's
getting
way better.
ready to do Fortnite and Rainbow Six Siege Let's Plays.
Right.
And that's why I believe it's called Nitro Rifle and Cheetos Fingers have been playing a lot. That is, of course, Andy and Nick Scarpino.
Jesus.
Oh, you were watching them
Oh,
last
yeah?
night? How are they looking? Are they going to be good?
Andy's not that great.
Andy's not. How is what's his face? Nick.
He was really rude, so I'm pretty sure he was killing people.
Gotcha. Okay. Cool.
He like talked.
Whoa. Okay. Well,
Was that Fortnite or Rainbow Six Siege?
That was Rainbow Six Siege.
Man, take that seriously.
I was getting your wrong prepped for you, Danny.
Okay.
But then I closed.
Yeah, I didn't
it,
bring in
but
my laptop this
No,
time.
you don't need it. There you go. You remember how this goes. No, don't let him editorials. Before we get to your wrong, I want to give out a required reading.
Oh, nice.
This is by Megan over on The Verge. The title, Toxic Management Costs an Award-Winning Game Studio Its Best Developers. This is
I saw this.
an exhaustive report on Telltale that
Right.
is fascinating to read.
I hadn't a chance to read it yet. It just dropped recently, right?
Yeah, today. I woke up and saw it making the rounds and stuff. I got to read it. It's really fascinating. I was breezing through it because obviously we had to do a show, and
Right.
Jen was telling me about it before I took off and stuff. It's awesome because it is one of those things of when Telltale had those layoffs, I think there was, in the general sense, what? Like they're
Right.
like so successful in Game of Thrones and Batman. How can they lay off whatever it was part of their company or whatever? And Megan's piece is scathing and unflinching in terms
Right.
of like, here's what happened and here's where it went wrong and here's who said what and here's how they left the company. And it's
Boy.
like, fuck.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
It is fascinating to sort of, I don't want to say rise and fall because I don't necessarily feel like
Yeah.
the fall is maybe too dramatic, but like the story of that studio is fascinating. I think also because they're like relatively local. Like
Yeah.
there's a sort of a intrigue there as well.
Yeah, of course.
But yeah, I have to check that out.
Yeah, go ahead. Ska Ravel wrote in and just to kindoffunny.com/KFGD. I just finished the article about Telltale Games via The Verge. It's so sad to hear that there was such a tumultuous and toxic culture there. It seems things are finally looking up though, which is great. What do you think Telltale needs to do in order to grow creatively? Obviously, again, I just breezed through the article. Everyone should go read it and blah, blah, blah. I think the fact of the matter is, though, you just have to let people be creative. And as whoever the bosses are at Telltale now, the people who are making the decisions, leading teams, I don't think they can squelch people's ideas and be like, no, this is the way we're doing it. You have to not lead by committee, but you need to hire the right people and trust in their visions. And if they're making something they believe in, then hopefully everybody else will. And listen to like the overall arching group.
And it seemed like there was so much stuff being made there. At a certain point, it was a little bit like a farm.
Yeah,
where they're just
and that's
like
the biggest
conking
thing,
around.
right? Yeah.
Especially with other people's IP, because then you don't have the same creative freedom that you
Sure.
do. Like
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
why I liked a lot of the stuff they did that was like their own, because it was a little bit, or like wasn't so like Game of Thrones. It was more like
Their Batman stuff's been fascinating because
right.
they are. I mean, granted, I'm sure DC has pulled them back on certain decisions, but it has been like we're really changing the lore of Batman here, and this
Right.
is our universe, and this is how it's going to be represented.
And like the Wolf Among Us, I feel like they had they could probably do what
yeah,
they
no,
wanted
not
with
as
that
many.
one
I don't
a
think as
bit,
many
yeah.
people are like pissed off or doing stuff.
And like creative people need creative freedom, or they just feel stifled.
And I think you're right though, of like not making it feel like a farm there, not making it feel like you're printing the same game over and over again with different coats of paint on it.
Yeah.
I think when they came out and they were announced, all right, cool, we're doing Batman season 2, we're doing the final season of Walking Dead, and we're gonna do Wolf 2. I think that was a great way of like we are focused. We're doing these 3 projects. These are the projects we're working on.
Yeah. And then as fans of the studio, because they basically own that genre,
Yeah.
it's easier for people too. Because
Yeah.
it's like there's not like too much coming.
Yeah, there's not a million different things going on.
Yeah.
Danny, we asked people watching live on twitch.tv/kindafunnygames to write into a special URL, kindafunny.com/you're wrong, to tell us what we screwed up as we screw it up. What did we screw up today?
Okay, what do we screw up today? Some stuff that we actually corrected ourselves. Here's one. This is from Parker Wolf. West of Loathing has been out on PC, Macs, Linux since August 10th, 2017 with iOS, TBA. Also check out their podcast, Video Game Hot Dog.
That's
so
a great.
thanks so much.
That's a great title for a video game podcast.
Beautiful. Assassin's Creed Rogue originally released alongside Unity, not Origins.
Ah,
of course.
that was my confusion.
This
Oh,
is-
right. Origins just came out.
Yeah, that's from.
I was picturing the
Lucre Wolf.
faceless person. Like I knew which
yeah.
version I was thinking of. I just couldn't say it.
Cool. What else we got here? Okay, Flashy Andy says, oh god, the Polish city is pronounced. I don't know if this is how
Not
it's
so
pronounced
easy.
or
Not
whether
so
I'm
easy,
gonna
is it?
say like ass munch
Oh,
in
no.
Polish
Oh,
or
no.
something.
Oh, no, he's
but
tricking you?
It's Wrocław.
Oh yeah, no, we weren't
Wrocław.
gonna get that. We weren't gonna get that.
Okay, beautiful.
Oh, while you're looking through and reading them, shout out to Capitalist Pig, who I got to meet last night in
really?
person. And turns out I've known Capitalist Pig for years.
Are you kidding?
He was the one who interviewed me at Beyond 200 and asked the question, is there a podcast Beyond without Greg Miller? And I broke down in tears and said, I hope so. And like I've told that story a million times,
Right.
and I can picture him.
That's mad.
But I didn't put it together that he was Capitalist Pig anymore.
Right.
So I hugged him last night when I saw him as like, oh, I know you. You've interviewed me and we've talked and I've seen you at events. He's like, hey, and I'm Capitalist Pig, you idiot. I was like, holy fuck.
Sorry for constantly saying you look like Jean Vignacchi. I think I did that.
Hey man, that's a compliment.
And I think there might be one here. Greg was definitely using the upcoming Gings jingle when Danny was there.
Thank
Clip
you.
From the day before Danny left. He didn't use it on Danny's farewell episode, though. Maybe that's why. That's from K Babs.
Danny forgot everything except the final episode
right?
of Kind of Funny Games Daily.
I burned it out of my memory because it was too emotional and sad.
I love you so much. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, this is Kind of Funny Games Daily each and every weekday on a variety of platforms. We run you through the nerdy video game news you need to know about. Watch it live on twitch.tv/kindoffunnygames, where you can give us that Twitch subscription. If you have Amazon Prime, you have Twitch Prime. Remember, I'm talking to you, person who's just listening on the podcast on Spotify while cooking in the kitchen. Just open your laptop, your phone, whatever. If you have Amazon Prime, which I fucking bet you do, you have Twitch Prime. Every 30 days, you can give away a free subscription. If you don't do it, they just sit on that money and laugh at you.
Fuckers.
Don't let them do that. You're logged in, right, on Google Chrome, into your Amazon, right? Great. Open a new tab, Twitch Prime. There it is. Now just click on that, and there you go. Kind of Funny Games. You can also watch it later on youtube.com/kindoffunnygames or podcast services around the globe. Danny, where can everybody get you?
No Clip Video. YouTube.com/No Clip Video. At Danny O'Dwyer on Twitter.
Yeah.
If you put my name into Google, I pretty much
You're
come
fine-
up. It's
you're
a
fine.
weird name.
Yeah.
It's like very Irish.
Sure.
It's fine. Danny Dyer sometimes come up if he's like an English actor.
Okay.
But otherwise, it's pretty much me.
Okay.
I'm the one that's never been on EastEnders.
Thank you for coming back.
Pleasure as ever.
We
Thanks for
miss
having
you.
me.
We miss you. You
I
gotta
miss
come
being
back
here.
more, huh? Start doing more documentaries here.
If me and Lauren.
There you go.
do
Lauren,
an email.
that's gonna be a long ass documentary. Lauren can talk, and I love him for it.
I'll like knock on my old house in Oakland and be like, "Hey, do you mind if I stay here for a couple of days?"
I used to edit in
maybe?"
that corner. Can I
Yeah,
edit
yeah,
over there?
yeah. I launched a company from your living room. Can I hang out, please?
Ladies and gentlemen, tomorrow, Christian Phillips, former lead of Sony San Diego.
Awesome.
Yeah, as I said it, I questioned it. No, that's right. And KFGD co-host in the past will be joining us for the continuation of GDC week. But until then, no. It's been our pleasure to serve you.